look alike. It's not because they want to be the same, it's just because it's the best model if you want to achieve performance. So as the gap is widening, it's just a question of basic survival.
Yeah.
If the lagging brands does not develop their games, well, basically, maybe the best scenario for them is to give up.
Yeah.
I feel like the best...
In the online shopping.
Yeah.
If you look at our client base, I mean, the best performers are the best listeners. I mean, users are teaching us every single day, every single visit, what works. But the only ones who are learning are the ones who are listening to that and actually watching. So we look at clients who are great at that and they're constantly living in the numbers. They're constantly saying, this worked, that didn't. Others, it's just not in their DNA. And I think that's what's behind the best of the best. I think the people who have listening in their DNA, and that means data and analytics in their DNA, are the ones pulling out, because it's loud and clear what's working on a minute-by-minute basis. It's not a mystery, really, but only if you're listening.
Yeah, but the problem, I think the main problem what you have there, I fully agree with that. The main problem we have is most of the companies don't even have social media monitoring tools, they don't have analytics tools. So I went to a smart data event in I can't remember when it was, some months ago, did a speech, kind of keynote there, and I was asking basically your audience, 150 people in the room, all SMB companies, great companies really, good brands, you all have them. So I was asking them, do you have a social media monitoring tool? And 10 hands went up. And then I was asking, do you do web analytics on a kind of a steady basis? And they were like, no hands came up. Which tells me...
You're at the Dumb Data Conference.
Yeah, it is strange, but it's strange. I mean, it's so obvious, and you read it every day, and there's so much on the social web in terms of analytics and social media.
We're seeing different kinds of meetings. I'm sitting in all-day meetings about data, which never happened even a year ago, and where everyone around the table is looking at data and trying to figure out how to make this thing better. And that's a new thing for us. The clients are doing that.
I wanted to pick up on something you said about social media, because one of the things we do at Digital Index is we do an awful lot of measurement of what's going on by doing buzz monitoring or just mentions monitoring. And it's really fascinating because anyone can do this. Any brand can go and get access to a tool that scrapes all of the social media sites and looks for a particular keyword term. But they're not. And so they come to us, and for example, we did this analysis. We have been able to predict correctly which movies would be successful 27 out of 27 times, simply by looking 6 weeks prior to the movie's release, how much lift in social media mentions it has. That's it. It's really actually a simple model, and it's correct every single time. We did the same thing at Christmas. We were able to predict which would be the hot sellers off of social media. We look at social media, by the way, baby number 2 here in the UK is not getting much love. It's got 4 times less social media love than baby 1. We're going to look at UEFA. We're going to look at, we actually can see trends in sports that are telling us what Chelsea was saying up on stage yesterday about going global. We can see that in how people are talking about European soccer. Americans don't know what to say when we talk about that sport. We get all like, whoa. Should I call it soccer because I'm going to look bad, but if I call it football, I'm going to be confusing. Anyway, so social media, to your point, is way underutilized as a strategic weapon.
Yeah.
So you can track the Chelsea virus as it takes over.
Yeah, actually. All right, so a true story, I was talking to the president of Major League Soccer, and I was showing him some of the data that proves, in my opinion, that European soccer is coming to the United States, and it's going to be fast. And once it comes, then we'll have World Cup there. I mean, I just see this all happening. And I'm looking at that data, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, no, it's not. And I said, really? Because just look at this trend. And the World Cup had more social media mentions from the United States than some of these countries that have been following, for a long time. And so, so to your point about listening, some of the brands are really, stuck with, or they just don't want to know for some reason.
I think it's also because they just don't have the process and the people. So it's very often you don't have the people inside the company, or you don't know who these people might